They are the few, the proud, the Marines. This is the Marine Corps you expect to see, but there is also a side you have never seen. It looks and sounds like torture. But this is not a prison camp overseas. This young man is suffering on American soil at the hands of his fellow Marines. And no one is stopping it. They call themselves the Brotherhood of Gold Wings, and this is their initiation. Their price of admission is pain.
It's like do or die in the Marines. Either you in or you out.
Do or die, in or out.
You in or out.
You're either a Gold Wing member or you're not.
Or you not.
Tony Hilliard is a former Gold Winger himself. Now out of the Marines, he is breaking a code of silence about a secret and violent ritual.
It's a pain that I'm going to remember, yeah.
For the rest of your life?
Yeah, I wouldn't go through it again.
Gold Wingers take their name from this pin, a set of gold wings earned after completing 10 parachute jumps. The training itself is exhausting and potentially dangerous. A parachute failure can mean death. But surviving 10 jumps can be just the beginning. Some of these men are about to face another grueling ordeal.
Show me the pin.
For Hilliard, the pin is an instrument of pain, a symbol of a brutal and barbaric ceremony, often happening right under the noses of officers on U.S. military bases.
Yeah, it was no secret, when you make a jump, you go, I can't wait till you get pinned, We all talked about it. That's basically what goes up in your skin and your chest. As you can feel, it's sharp.
The method of torture is simple. Sharp posts protruding from the back of the pin are pushed, shoved into the flesh of their chests.
And they stick them in there, and they can do whatever they want with it.
They don't just stick it in.
They stick it in there and grind it. As you see on the video, they'll grind it.
They push.
Scar.
Twist it.
Whatever they want to do.
Punch it.
That's the last thing.
Hilliard is talking now because of this videotape. Dateline purchased the tape from another former Marine who does not want to be identified. We verified the authenticity of the tape with 7 Marines who were there. So how widespread is the ceremony? That we can't say. The Marine Corps says it has no record of the number of Gold Wingers. But at least one Marine on the tape boasts of having personally pinned 60 or 70 men. And we can tell you this hazing ritual dates at least as far back as the 1960s. The man who made the tape told us it happened 6 years ago at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. As the hazing begins, 6 candidates are ushered into a back room, lined up against foam-padded walls, and surrounded by 30 men. Keep in mind, all this is happening right inside a military base. On this day, Tony Hilliard is among the first to be pinned. He gets through one, but there's a lot more punishment coming. Each Marine, one by one, will have a chance to inflict almost unbearable pain on Tony Hilliard and the others.
It's best just to holler, get your mind off of it, do whatever you want, as long as you get through all 30 of them.
And what does that prove?
That you're a Marine.
After 3 minutes, those being pinned are bleeding and screaming, but it doesn't let up. 5 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, the excruciating pain continues. Some try to fight off their attackers, but Tony Hilliard says there is no way out.
If someone is begging for them to stop, please stop, will they stop?
No.
Before it's over, each of the men has been pinned by every one of the 30 Marines in this room, an agonizing process that lasts more than half an hour. Torture, toasted with beer and celebration.
It's that connection, it's the bond, if you will, that you want to feel with the other Marines in your platoon who have gone through it.
Former Marine Rafael Calderon was one of those pinned that day, yet he defends it. To him, the gold wings are a symbol of pride.
How could inflicting that kind of pain have any purpose?
This is where civilians never going to understand the Marine Corps or our little club.
You're saying to me that if you're not a gold winger...
If you're not a gold winger, you have no room to talk.
And if you don't go through that ceremony, what does that say about you?
I don't know what it says.
That you're a coward? That
no, it says...
You don't have the guts to...
Maybe it says that. Maybe it says, hey, you don't have the guts to go through what I did.
The gold wing ceremony is far different from any other Marine Corps tradition.
This is going to hurt a little bit.
But its rituals date back years. Since Vietnam, hundreds of Marines may have gone through it.
It's going down.
Listen to this tape made in 1993 as a Marine describes the tradition for a man he's about to pin.
What was told to me was, once your wings are pinned on you, only another gold winger can actually touch your wings.
For 45 minutes, drinking Marines do nothing but cause pain. They taunt him.
What we're going to do now, we're going to take a pause here, and we're going to put some barbs on it, like a fishing hook.
So it don't fall out so easy.
They even bite him, lifting him right off the floor.
What's going on over here in the crowd, people?
They form a human ram, slamming their victim's chest as hard as they can. And when it's over, with his own blood on the floor, the young Marine is forced to guzzle beer until he vomits.
That videotape does not depict the Marine Corps that I was in for 20 years.
Walter Bansley may know as much about hazing in the Marine Corps as anyone. As a former Marine Corps lawyer, his real-life story led to the movie A Few Good Men.
What, the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Lawyer Tom Cruise seeks justice against the Marines for allowing a hazing. Cruise's character was based largely on Walt Bansley. We asked for his reaction to the videotape.
It demonstrates a sickness on their part as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how a Marine in a position of authority over subordinate Marines could find it enjoyable and laugh and have fun when they're brutalizing and demeaning their subordinates.
Bansley says what he sees happening on this tape is a strict violation of Marine Corps rules and possibly the law. Those participating could potentially be court-martialed.
This is risky to someone who wants to spend their life in the Marine Corps.
An extreme risk.
Did you realize at the time that it was against the rules?
Well, it could as well been against the bureaucracy rules.
There's a second set of rules in the Marines?
Well, there's rules set by former Marines. Like I said, this is a secret ceremony.
For a few good men.
Exactly.
There's probably no fear because nobody's been caught.
Major General Jack Klimp is the head of Marine Corps recruiting, the point man on policies against hazing. We showed General Klimp the videotape.
General, your reaction to the tape?
How do you respond to something like that? You know, the words degrading, demeaning come to mind. Hazing, I don't think any of those fit and fully describe what was on that screen there.
At what point, for you, did this cross the line?
It crossed the line when you first turned the tape on. I mean, that's gone beyond simple hazing and has gone into near brutality.
But where were the men in charge? The very people who should have stopped this ceremony. Incredibly, some of them not only knew what was happening, they were right here inside the room participating. Nearly all of these men were sergeants, non-commissioned officers. This man, a staff sergeant. And the bars on the collar of this Marine signify a commissioned officer, a first lieutenant.
When an officer, a leader, does that, they forfeit their moral authority to lead. And they shouldn't be leading in the United States Marine Corps.
But it turns out the first lieutenant in this video is not the only officer who knows something about the Gold Wing ceremony. That's right. General Klimp himself earned his gold wings decades ago, but says he was never pinned because his commanding officer had a strict policy against hazing.
And he said, Jack, no pinning ceremonies.
But some people in the Marine Corps have been doing that ever since you got that message. It just seems hard to believe that the leadership didn't figure this out a long time ago.
We